Hey. FB. What do? I know you're probably from Mob. Oh, hey, Rebecca. Hey, what's up? Oh, Nuke. Right. I'm stupid. I don't really pay attention to the names in the chat. I do hear Dino talk about Nuke a lot. I didn't realize it was FB. And Rebecca. Here, I'm sure you can surmise I'm looking for the elusive Blaze capsules. Is it an optimal place to train at my level? Absolutely not, because I do dog shit damage. I'll do decent damage soon. I think Corsair would be fun. Never played one back in pre-Big Bang. Again, I forgot. Thank you, Rebecca. I knew that was a thing. I forgot to do that. Let's see. So I need to turn up my regular audio. Setting sound. Sound effects fine, but volume way down. The effects a bit down too. How's that? Better? At all? Not sure. Oh, when I was doing my my main, the crossbowman, when I was this level 43 exactly, I went to Fog, and I got a level in 30 minutes, and it was fantastic. And then it was a level in 50 minutes, and then a level in an hour, and it just kept going down. Just kept going. I think over-leveling, even at places that do good experience like that would help, but maybe a bit better than other places. You can't really over-level on a spearman, or going anywhere with really good higher level mobs on a spearman, or any warrior for that matter. But 25% in 10 minutes is really good. How much accuracy do you have? Oh wait, regular Drakes, not it's like the level 45 Drakes, right? Can't imagine you're at the level 50 Drakes on a spearman unless you have some ungodly amount of accuracy. Jeez, how much accuracy do you need for level 50 at level 50 Drakes on a 42? This is one of the reasons why I picked a Corsair over a that's actually pretty good, yeah. It's one of the reasons why I picked Corsair over Paladin, because I didn't want to deal with the accuracy minigame. Like, no thank you. I also love the idea of going to Phantom Watches before level 80. Really? I would think it would be really, you'd need much more than that, but I guess not. I'm bad at video games, don't worry. I know there's a calculator you can use, but don't need it on a crossbowman or a Corsair. there are a lot of enemies you go to if you were high accuracy or non-accuracy needing class, like a wizard or like a mage or basically any class except for warriors or thieves. A bit more difficult. Drakes are pretty good though. I went to Drakes around, actually I think I was level 40 to 43 on my sniper at Drakes. Something like that. Also, for those of you that would prefer using Twitch, I apologize. I can't figure out how to get it to multi-class? Multi-client. Well, I mean, I'm sure I can figure it out. I think I just have an out-of-date driver. So YouTube's the only thing for right now, until I decide to stop being lazy. Sometime this week, probably. I was so happy about how fast Gunslinger shoots, man. Seriously. After being on Sniper for a while, it's just night and day. Like help Dino with his videos or something? Ooh, I can imagine Hunter would be a pain in the ass. Especially since there's no fourth job yet, so Hunter will be kind of miserable until that comes out. I always forget that I can jump attack on this character. Thank you for reminding me. You know, even though Sniper and Crossbowman, previous jobs, can be a bit slow at times, at the very least, it's great that you can go wherever the hell you want. A lot of options. Lupins until 50 on your main. Your main is what again? I forget. So many people. Yeah, I know you're remming the guild. I just couldn't remember what your main is. I have the memory of an elephant in real life. Brain that is as smooth as a baby's body. I'd love to train other places on this character at some point, but I gotta be here until I get those blaze capsules. Eventually. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't want to buy them, they're too expensive. Probably. They're about the same price as CAs at the moment, so 130 mil, something like that. They sold for 88 mil a week ago. I mean, Unlike Dino's Steely Grind, at the very least, this is okay experience for my level, and it will only get better as I get better at hitting these guys. And then it'll start to fall off again. Hopefully, I can get it before level 55 when these guys stop being good experience. Unlikely. I'll probably be here till 70. What? Dino, shut up. I don't even know how to do that. Is it that bad? Looks fine to me. I'm watching from the same, kind of thing you guys are. Transform to stretch, okay. In OBS. Mic section. Oh, on the top. Yeah, you're right. I'm sitting, okay. Transform, stretch screen, and OBS. Is that how we do that? Settings? No. Sync? No. Oh. I have a blank section? Oh, I can do that. Yep, there we go. But this, what was it? Transform stretch screen. Is that an OBS? What does that even mean, Dino? Or is this transform you're talking about? Is it in settings? Game capture source. So right click. That'll be transform. Transform. And then stretch to screen. Okay, let's try it. Is that better? Great. Excellent, excellent. I probably went my whole stream the other day without even knowing that was an issue. So I'm not exactly that tech savvy. I have tech stuff I'm good at, only because I had to learn it for animation. But for the most part, I'm pretty tech illiterate. But good to see you all here. people to talk to while playing this game, so it isn't as boring. Also, Dino, welcome to the Steely Stream 2.0. Steely Grind 2.0. This time it's bullets. Hey, Dad, or I don't do enough damage. An unplanned stream. My wife, her mom, her mom's boyfriend, I guess, are in the living room at the moment watching South Park. Rip Rem. Making room for Merpins 2.0, I see. I just wanted to get out of the living room, and I needed an excuse, so streaming. It is funny that my stream chat is just essentially Guild Chat 2.0. What you picking up at Dollar Tree, Dino? Wait, your mule is named Owo? Is your main named Uwu? I know it's right. To have a whole raiding party together once Zach comes out, and everyone should change their names to something stupid. So we'll have Owo, Uwu, Rizzler, Skibbity. And then Dino can put it on YouTube and call it Brain Rot Raid. Owo and Uwu aren't exactly brain rot. That came from well before that. I guess that's more of a furry term. Technically, everyone in this guild and everyone in this chat right now is probably around 30, between 28 and 32, 33-ish. So definitely our generation of the lol so random humor. It was oh so popular in the early 2010s, and then devolved into furry lingo. You need a lowercase x, then a capital X, and then an underscore Riz, and then underscore capital X lowercase x. That would be more accurate. Any other old memes that you miss? Personally, I liked the, it's not like a meme you usually use in conversation, just a short-lived meme that I enjoyed was, Dat Boy. The, frog on a unicycle. I loved that one. That was really cute. It was popular for maybe 5 minutes. But I have a soft spot for that guy. You too. We're the same person. Oh, no, I wasn't. My wife played League for a while. I'm not a big fan of MOBAs. I tried playing League. I played a bunch of MOBAs trying to get to like them, but this is a gameplay style that I enjoy very much. But was it popular on League? I'm not actually much of a gamer, secretly. Yeah, I can't, Luke, I can't get a good, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy MOBAs, I don't really enjoy battle royales either. I didn't mind, when I was a kid I didn't mind Call of Duty, but I haven't played a Call of Duty since, I couldn't tell you actually. Probably the first Black Ops game. No worries. I'm sure it's funny anyway. Yeah, I play this one. I play MapleStory, including Modern. I play Elder Scrolls Online. That one's fun. I haven't played it in about a year because I'm not exactly that happy with the development that they're doing on it. It's stagnating. I play Elder Scrolls Legends. It's a dead game now. It's shutting down in January, unfortunately. I like a lot of small games too. I like Peglin. I like Binding of Isaac. I probably have a total of less than 30 games on my Steam page. Oh, my wife got me into Valheim. I like Valheim. That one's fun. Sorry about that, I was about to sneeze, but it went away. Played the hell out of Skyrim when it came out. For a long time I played Skyrim. I'm sure everyone did though, for the most part. Kingdom Hearts was my jam when I was a kid. I didn't particularly like Kingdom Hearts 3. It was a little bit floaty, and the storyline kind of turned into like a angsty middle school OCs instead of having like tied in with the Disney stuff, which was the most interesting part of it, in my opinion. That's a good point. I mean, Skyrim was pretty open-ended. It didn't have very much. I haven't tried Remind yet. I might go back to it just to try as it is now, but I didn't like it when it came out. But yeah, Skyrim was a little bit more open-ended. If you had played Fallout first, you might not enjoy it, especially Fallout New Vegas. I liked Fallout 3 though. I didn't like a voice protagonist that much, but the game itself was fun. That's good. Then I should definitely go back to it. Oh, I like Cyberpunk now. I also kind of liked it when it came out, but I got it on the PS4 when it came out. So, yeah, I had to purchase it again. But I'll definitely go back to Kingdom Hearts 3 if you're saying it's much better now. I didn't like it when it came out. It felt floaty and kind of unpolished. Kind of like more emphasis on the Disney worlds, but if they made it a bit better, like I saw some of the bosses they added afterwards, and they look fun. Shion could be really fun. I love the DS game, the 358, whatever, out of whatever days or whatever. Really, really sad story. Like that one a lot. Love sad stories. As long as it's not sad for the sake of being sad, I love sad stories. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any other games that I particularly like at the moment. Oh, Baldur's Gate 3, I guess. But who doesn't like Baldur's Gate 3 unless you don't like RPGs? Oh. What did I put in the auction house? I don't know what I put in the... What did I even... What did I... Kingdom Hearts 3 is pretty. I'll give it that as a very pretty game. I just wish it had more of the story tied to the Disney bits, because it devolved into, obviously, like, these are my OCs, and this is the story I want to tell. I mean, I get it, but try it again, see if I like it more. Baldur's Gate is good. Definitely give it a try if you like RPGs, especially if you like Dragon Age or anything like that, since it's the same studio, I think. Maybe I'm stupid. It's not a maybe, I am stupid. But this one. Fallouts are all of them are good. Well, all of them are good, including the original ones. I like the point-and-click adventure game style ones, but they're not for everyone, and they're actually really difficult. It starts being good after Fallout 3. Fallout New Vegas is what everyone says is the best. Fallout 4 is a lot of fun. Yeah, Larian Studios. Oh yeah, it's not Dragon Age. It's I don't remember. They just came out some other thing. I think it's like Dragon Age though. Maybe, I don't know. I don't play Dragon Age. I've just heard it compared to Dragon Age. Yeah, it's by Larian Studios. Very, very good. I recommend it. If you like Dungeons and Dragons, you'll love it. I don't even really like turn-based RPGs outside of Dungeons and Dragons in real life, and I liked Baldur's Gate 3 a lot. Cyberpunk, very good now. When it came out, it was terrible. I mean, I liked it when it came out, but admittedly, it's like watching Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's like a parody of a video game when it came out, really. But now it's good. So, homework for you, Nuke. Play Baldur's Gate 3. Play Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. And give Cyberpunk a try. What is this? Shield for strength 10%. Is that worth money? Is it worth money? Probably. Oh, I mean, once Artale starts kind of going off, or Dino starts his alt character, so you don't fall behind, then play those games. Divinity, that's right. Yeah, I didn't like Pillars of Eternity that much either. I mean, it has a good story, but it's just too dense. That's the same goal that I have with this Gunslinger. I'm sure if I can get to 77 and find, if I find the blaze capsules, I'll be able to catch up in no time. I'm starting at 76 or 77, as long as you have blaze capsules, you get, what, a level every 40 minutes? It's essentially just a fire poison mage. Hell yeah, monster drop. That's just what I need. 10% of nothing is still nothing. I don't think I've ever done anything good during a 10% drop rate increase. It's always before or after. Battlemaster? What? BM? Who's BM? Which one again? Bowmaster. Right. I had to think about it. There's too many BM things in so many games that it's like, oh my god, which one is BM again? Yeah, Bowmaster. I don't think so either. I mean, to be fair, Bowmaster was kind of meant during regular school GMS. It's just once you get to 4th job, it becomes really ridiculously good. Top tier thanks to Hurricane. A lot of classes need little buffs. Like, in certain jobs, for example. I don't think the first job needs to be particularly easy, so keeping classes the same is fine, but making, you know, everyone's second job at least a little bit, the ones that are kind of weak, a little better, and the ones in third job that are a little bit weak, a little bit better, you know. Doesn't need to be a ton, just enough to where it's kind of, doesn't feel like a chore, you know. I would agree with that. Most problem classes got fixed. I would say that Sniper needs a little tiny boost in third job. And not like a boost per se, but like a rebalancing of how their Eruption is scaled. Since Eruption is... You need to be like level 85 or 86 before you can even use it. And that's if you dump all your points into the stuff that gives Eruption's damage. And even then, it's like only 20%, 20 or 30% more damage than Iron Arrow. You know, it should just start at higher damage. If it started at 150%, and then that means you could use it by like level 78, which is pretty on par with every class except for Spearmen, which can really start using their main mobbing skill at like 74, which is fine. Spearmen kind of need to be there to carry everyone else for a couple levels. But, yeah, just it doesn't need more damage, it just needs it to be a little bit earlier, you know? The only crutch you can really lean on is going to Bane's a little bit earlier. Probably. I feel like it'll probably be pretty similar to Bowmaster. That is to say, Marksman. I think it'll just come down to preference. Do you want big damage number, or do you want just a shit ton of tiny damage numbers? Do you want damage that goes burr or damage that goes hard? It's the big choice there. I'm usually more inclined to damage that goes burr, but that's in modern rifle. Old school, I like damage that just hits really hard. Usually. Asleep, I should put them in my little thing so that armrest. There we go. Maybe. Down to 3 already, huh? See you guys, or fuck you guys. Maybe I'm not that entertaining. I like the changes Artale did. I'm just gonna be be here till maybe 2 more hours. I plan on making dinner tonight, or my wife will absolutely destroy me. So, I'm going to be making dinner tonight. We have a nice recipe for macaroni and cheese that we like using. And I figured that if you throw some spices into it, and some ground turkey or ground beef, and then some chopped onions, it turns it into a million times better DIY hamburger helper. And I grew up on hamburger helper, so I like even the cheap stuff. But I'll admit it's way better. So I'm making that. It takes like 30 minutes. It's really good. But we had a late, but also light lunch. So 2 more hours probably. So not exactly a super long stream, but a length of time. Yeah, I do like the changes Artale mid. Classes. For the most part. I kind of miss, I wish they didn't change the scarecrow skill in bowman and marksman, because that was fun. I wish they did do the change to strife and just, strife? No, strafe that is listed on there. Yeah, I have a top platform. I can kind of... The only reason why I can't really handle more than one platform at the moment is because I'm only level 43. I'd love to have you here if you wanted to join, but it is not good spawn. Yeah, I don't think it's particularly nerfed. I think it's just its use case is now different. Before, it was an aggro tool that was good for training purposes, especially at Heims or places like that, when you're at a point where you don't have enough health to survive it. Now, it does essentially the same thing. It reduces the damage you take, but it doesn't aggro mobs anymore, so I get the idea behind it. Nerf. Buff Bishop. Hashtag Buff Bishop. Just to give everyone holy symbol. I think that would work. Just make it 6 times EXP at all times. That might be helpful. Yeah, that's probably why they nerfed it. They didn't want you to... They wanted to put emphasis on party play, is my guess. In my opinion, if they wanted to do that like that, maybe change it for one of the two jobs and leave it the same for the other one. So like Bowmaster could have had the new version, whereas Sniper could have had the old version because of the theming behind the class, I guess. But I get that would be a lot of work, only because you'd have to differentiate the two based on the classes. Whereas before they weren't differentiated to begin with. As in, make a solo bosser and a non-solo bosser as your choice. That's true. MapleStory does have spaghetti code. Honestly surprised that Nexon decided to release MapleStory Worlds because of how messy their code is. But, you know, I'm glad that it's here. That's one thing I didn't like. What else do I don't like? Well, that's about it, really. That's the main one, I guess. I wish they did implement the change that was listed for strafe, which is to say it lowers the crit damage of it to a max of 150% instead of the 250% that normally is, but it increases its crit rate by 70% or something like that, which I think is an overall buff in general. That puts its crit rate up to, I think, 90%, and then 100% if you have your fourth job skill. Not that you use it in fourth job, but as much. But, overall a buff. Was it a 15% damage loss? Okay, I'm stupid. I couldn't really tell if it was a damage loss or a buff. It sounded like it could have been a buff, but it would have needed to be tested. I'm guessing it's an increase in damage in third job and then a nerf in fourth job. So if it had plus 20% damage and the other change mentioned, it would probably be a DPS game. Yeah. I could see that. Probably get more pots before I die while I'm not paying attention. Okay. Because last time I looked at it, I was at like 1,300. So those pots just disappeared. Brown pollard. I can sell. Stellian tails, probably. Let's do. How many do I need to buy to not have to worry about it? 2, 6, 8. Right? Yep. There we go. Normally I would just teleport there, but with the inflation, I don't really want to spend 100k just to teleport 3 maps. I'll just walk there. Especially since I borrowed my cape from my main, I don't need to worry about it too much. Since I'm now much faster than I was before I started streaming. Six dex, 10 speed. Is it that good? No. But it would sell for, I think, 12 mil if I wanted to sell it, which I don't. Yeah, Dojo. That came out during Big Bang, so I believe Dojo came out along with Aran. So if they announced Dojo, it would be something to look forward to for me, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see them add more. I mean, like, just in general, my opinion when it comes to old school MapleStory is a server like this should release all the content they can in old school that ever existed. So this would be all of the areas that you can go to in KNS for this server's example. And then once they run out of those areas, add all the GMS locations and bosses and things like Crimson Keep. And then add all the classes that were added during that time. So that would be Evan, that'd be Dual Blade, which not my favorite, but is fine, and Aran, and Cygnus Knights. And once they're out of content to add, they need to make new content. Whether this is taking classes that were released later and reflavoring them, rebalancing them, or even making new skill animations for them to be more in line with old school, and adding new bosses and things. I think things like that. Like, you can't leave a game like this with its final version finished state as it was when it released, because it'll just stagnate and die. And I would say old school stopped at the red update, technically, but because it was still the old school feel even after Big Bang, in my opinion. It wasn't until the red update that it became what modern GMS is. But obviously the red update, or the Big Bang, changed how EXP works. I like the struggle that comes in from old school pre-Big Bang. I think they could add all 5 heroes flavored and rebalanced to work in old school. It isn't modern Maple. I wouldn't say it's exactly old school, but it still felt like old school. It wasn't the same challenge old school was, but the flavors of classes and the flavors of the way the game played outside of your EXP development was about the same. Which is why I also think post-Big Bang classes work. They could even make their own classes that are unique to Artale, for example. I'd love for them to release all of the heroes, but flavored for old school. You know? Add a thief and a pirate and a ranger class, archer class, to make it so every class has a third choice. That would be Dual Blade, maybe Pathfinder. They can make their own unique one instead of Pathfinder if they wanted to. And Cannoneer. Obviously all balanced, reflavored, maybe even just straight up changed. Pathfinder wouldn't really work in pre-Big Bang, and it wouldn't work in pre-Red Maple. It's way too tuned. Oh no, I would be at LPQ if I wasn't hunting for blaze capsules. Oh yeah, if they added the more classes, like I said, it would be a lot of work, but once they run out of content, it's something that they probably should do. Adding more classes, balancing them properly, so the old classes don't, like, we don't want to power creep the game. But you kind of gotta do that eventually with a game like this. The old school RuneScape method of releasing a version of the game and then continuing to update it with new stuff that still feels like the old version of the game. You know what I mean? That's why it's so popular even now. Why it didn't die out after a couple of years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Old schoolified modern content is totally reasonable. Mostly because, like, that content already exists. All you need to do is rebalance it, reflavor it. You might need to redo animations in some cases. So, like, you can't balance Pathfinder to old school MapleStory. Their attacks are too wide encompassing. It's too good no matter how shit they're turned into, you know? You'd have to make a new class or balance it completely differently. Or you could just put a new, different class there in its place. What's the one other JMS exclusive class that we never got? There was Kana, there was Hayato, and then there was the third one we didn't get, Ayumi, or the gun one, the one with the rifle. I feel like they could repurpose some of that and make a third archer class into a rifleman, you know? Since Pathfinder wouldn't work, but that particular class, at least when it first came out in JMS, was pretty old school inspired. So they could take stuff like that and do that. So like there are certain classes that just wouldn't be able to come just because they're not designed in the sensibilities of this version. But there's a lot that could. Well, they released, the JMS released 3 particular classes. They were the Hayato, which was a samurai. There was Kana, which was a class that used, like, Japanese folklore monsters as their weapons, I guess. And then one that we didn't get was one that used a rifle, which was interesting. We didn't get it in JMS, though. That was JMS exclusive. They never ported it over. We didn't get it. But the way it was designed, it could easily be used as the basis for a new... Yeah. Spawn rate, yeah. But if they were to take... Because you couldn't do Pathfinder, but you could use aspects from other classes that exist to make new classes, or to make newer classes feel like older classes, you know? They don't have to be one-to-one rebalanced versions of those classes. And they don't have to be versions of the classes at all. They can make new ones if they wanted to. It's just, I think, they need to be able to continue the game afterwards. Once you've run out of content, you can't just leave it. You can't just bank on the fact that people are going to play it just because it's this old version of the game that people like. You need to be able to have it be that old version of the game, but have stuff that people can play with, you know? That is new. Buster? I mean Blaster? I cannot imagine how they could add Blaster as it is in GMS right now and no one would still play it. Oh, Angelic Buster. Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be nice. The original version of Angelic Buster felt a lot like old school. I don't think it would be a big deal to make a version of that for this. Okay, 44, so Dex. Is shot wings. Nice. You're right, Angelic Buster would be cool. There's a lot of classes that were released after Big Bang that could fit into an old school server as long as they're balanced properly. You know, Mihail is one of them, as an example. A lot of the resistance classes that came out in the early days of post-Big Bang. Yeah. But stuff like that would need to come out after all of the other content is exhausted. They'd need to run out of stuff that they can do in old school that was originally in old school before they add stuff like that. Yeah, anything really modern, you know, they would need probably custom animations and everything, you know? Like, I'm thinking Cadena throwing bricks at people. That'd be funny. But, I mean, Cadena's Cadena. It's a very strong, even GMS class. I don't think it would fit without a lot of TLC, so... Probably stick with the ones that are easier to old schoolify first, and once they run out of that content, maybe they don't have any ideas for new stuff. Go with stuff that was already released. There are classes that probably just wouldn't work, because it would be not conducive to yeah, Shade, that was the 6th hero. They released Shade, from what I remember, because people were like, where's the pirate hero? Where's the pirate hero? There's no pirate hero. And Nexon was like, oh shit, we forgot the pirate hero, we made 2 mages, oh fuck. And then we're like, how do we shoehorn this other character in? And they're like, I know, everyone forgot he existed. Yeah, that's it. Here's the pirate hero you all wanted, shut the fuck up. You know? That's basically Shade. It's not often that Nexon digs themselves into a hole when it comes to classes in the game. They do that enough when it comes to illegal proceedings and monetary stuff. And actions in terms of what they do as a company. They're usually pretty well thought out when it comes to the classes that they release. Usually. Sometimes they just forget about something and say, hey, you know what? We screwed up. We forgot the pirate hero. I agree with that. Like, they started releasing the heroes already, and right when Big Bang hit, the day after Big Bang hit, rather, they released, probably the day of Big Bang, they released, Battle Mage and the one with the Panther, Wild Hunter. I feel that the heroes were intended for old school, and so were the resistance, you know? I wouldn't mind seeing them added over time into an old school server like this. In fact, I'd encourage it. It's harder to kind of justify other classes that were released, you know? Like adding in the ones from the Pantheon dimension, like Angelic Buster and then, the Dragon one. Once you start adding in other planets and a planet system of like, oh no, this world is full of aliens, and it's like, okay. It's fine. I don't mind it, but yeah, I agree. I think it'd be fine if they ran out of content. Do the heroes, do bosses, add in the Black Mage as the ultimate test of strength in the game, because the heroes are now in the game, therefore the Black Mage is here. Then you have to fight the Black Mage as your final boss. Give them some kind of reward for it. Obviously, after they've exhausted all of old school content, 10 years down the line, they might be exhausted onto that content too and need more new content. Who knows? What's more likely for a server like this to do is release all the content there is to release in old school, and then it'll stagnate. That's just the most likely thing to happen. Whether or not we like that outcome. They'd have to expand past level 200. There's a plethora of content beyond level 200 that they could use, at least as a reference point, to add more areas to the game that you can train in. Obviously, it shouldn't be a focal point. The majority of players are going to quit before they reach the 4th job, you know? The focal point should definitely be new classes rather than new areas to go to once you get to the point where most people aren't playing. That's kind of where GMS falls off for me. They add more and more end-game content that 99% of players aren't ever going to see. You know? It's fine. You kind of get to a point where you can't really add any new content to the beginning of the game without introducing power creep. Well, technically, their core demographic is 28 to 32-year-olds who, just based on our demographic, don't have any money, but their money does come from whales. Although, to be fair, every MMO's currency primarily comes from a handful of whales. And by a handful, I mean most games will have less than 100 people in there that are spending 90, or that are making them 90% of the revenue they get with the game. People that have more money than time. And that's fine. People can spend their money on what they want to spend. But that's not exactly something that's advertised when it comes to MMOs or games of this particular genre. Some people do it for content online, some people have enough money to where they don't have to worry about it and can spend literal millions on a video game. And that's fine. I just know I would never do that. I didn't grow up rich, I don't have that kind of mindset. The fact of the matter is, this game is technically, the target demographic is young millennials. Millennials born between 1990 and 1997. Oh, I don't. I don't have that much. My wife has money, kind of, right now. We're not working at the moment, but that's because we have money at the moment. And we can pursue other things for now, until we have to work again. My old profession was animation, but there's no money to be made in animation right now. So when she got some money, we moved somewhere that wasn't as expensive as California, because California is too expensive. Now we live somewhere significantly less expensive to live in. So we could be out of work for years if we wanted to at the moment. We're not going to do that. We're going to pursue something. I'm thinking of being a teacher. She's not sure what she wants to be yet. Of course, if I started making money through YouTube or streaming, I might just be a YouTuber. But that's lightning in a bottle. Kind of. If you're entertaining enough and you have ideas for videos, it can be lucrative. I have ideas for videos. I have an idea of what I want to do on YouTube. Whether or not things go viral and I get viewers depends on if it's entertaining and if it's seen. Commissions. Video editing, or art, or graphic design. Art. I was in animation until the animation industry died. Art. It's always fun. If you have a good commission base, people that are actually coming back for more, and freelance commissions is a great way to make a living. I never got that particular customer base. I can do video editing though. I'm very proficient in video editing, so I'm thinking of doing YouTube video editing. Dino, if you're watching, hire me as a video editor. Give me that sweet, sweet cash. I don't have much of a portfolio to do editing though, because I was an animator. It's difficult finding work without a portfolio, which is another reason why I'm going to do YouTube, so I can actually build a YouTube portfolio for that. Damn, he already has a video editor. Damn you, Chris. It's fine. I am proficient in the Adobe Creative Suite. All of them, essentially, except for a few software. Autodesk Maya, which is now not a software I use very often. I'm an expert in Autodesk Maya. I'm getting better at Blender. It's basically the same thing, it's just new software. Newer. It's also better than Maya now, which is funny. Obviously, Premiere Pro is what I normally use, but I can also use DaVinci Resolve. I don't know the Apple one very well. I'm not very good at that one. I've used it. I don't prefer using it though. It's not like I need a ton of money. Yep. I mean, it'd be nice if it still came on CDs or anything like that, if you could actually own it. Oh, not yet. I mean, I'm playing it more right now, I guess, but... I'm not exactly high enough level to be training with you guys, and if you do end up grinding Dino, I'll join you on my main at some point, you know. Actually, that's a good point. You could invite this character if you want more guild experience, because this character is actively leveling faster than my main is. Like, quite a bit faster. So if you want to swap it out, it's fine. I'll probably end up higher level on this character than on my main, honestly. This will end up being my main. Who knows? Only because the leveling is so fast on Gunslingers. So it's up to you. I'll still join you for grinding on my sniper. But if you want the faster leveling stuff, to add this guy, fine. You can swap it. Doesn't matter to me. It'll be better for the guild for this character to be in it at the moment. I'm playing it more often right now, so... At the moment, I only go on my main when you grind, specifically, when you're like at DTs and grinding. Or when I need to get money. Just don't want my main to fall too far behind, you know? I want it to still be in the level range of grinding with guild members like Dino. You know? And to where it's not going to be a mega chore to get to 4th job once 4th job comes out. It's already a mega chore to get there when 4th job comes out at 8. 25, but that's kind of how it goes for archers in general. Both. Watching you get one shot by the snowman is funny every time. Yes, leveling an archer is a slog. I don't mind leveling it when everyone else is grinding together. I don't want to do it by myself anymore, it's annoying. Only because, the only reason why it's a slog too is because there's no goal right now. Getting to 120 doesn't matter when there's no fourth job, you know what I mean? It feels less of like a slog when you have a goal to work towards. But right now, that goal doesn't exist. It is much lower than other classes, many other classes. We just don't hit very hard in the fourth job, or third job, rather. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But again, they hit harder than we do. We're not exactly heavy hitters in third job. We were heavy hitters in second job. I think out of all the second job classes, sniper, or technically I guess exploit at the time, is probably one of the fastest leveling classes. Until like level 60 when I think fire poison can actually start poison stuff. But for a good chunk of the second job, they're pretty fast. Oh yeah, Hunter is black. Hunter was never a class that was particularly fun to level up. First, second, third job, they're fun at fourth job. Especially when Crimson Wood Keep and Crimson Wood Forest existed. So fun hunting Headless Horseman and Bigfoot. Too bad this is KMS though. If they're even going to release GMS exclusive content, it won't be until they're completely done releasing all other stuff that was released in KMS. And even then, they might not even release it. Which would be not great. I remember grinding out Headless Horseman and whatnot. A lot of fun. I liked doing it on my Aran at the time, actually. Aran was pretty stacked in fourth job because they were pretty able to solo almost anything except for bossing. I mean, they could solo bossing too, but better to have a party. Just because they had that passive healing from every time you attack something, heal thanks to combo drain. I think it was the only class that I made into the 120s during old school, before Big Bang. And it was only really out for like a year and a half before Big Bang. A year and some change. Comfortable. Headless Horseman was a lot of fun. And so was Bigfoot. Very fun mini bosses. I mean, I'm sure most, I mean, if you really think about it, although most GMS, KMS players say, oh yeah, we miss the game as old school, we don't want it with Pirate, and we don't want it with all the new classes, blah blah blah. Like, yes you do. You barely remember the game as it was during no Pirate era. When the game came out, I was 10. You know? And most people who remember the game were my age or younger. Maybe slightly older. You know? Yeah, Pirate is absolutely old school. I would 100% agree. Most people who played this game remember it in a state they played it when they were in middle school, most likely. Most people were children. Younger. Middle school, you know, between 10 and 14 years old, most likely. That's that time period. And at that time period, your life is very quick, right? You're doing a lot. You have school, you have stuff you do after school, you're doing... yes, it's a lot of fun, Dinah. You should join us. Join us. Join us in the fun. Dip your feet in the pool, the water is fine. Yes, Dinah, we're having a great time. Come, try it for a minute. I'm sure you will have fun. You will enjoy it. Come play with us, Dino. Yeah, most people that play the game are, you know, around 30, right? Which means for the majority of us playing this game, when we were playing the game the most, it's like middle school. I'm not in a free channel. Yeah, I can do a free channel, sure. Let's see. Show me the channels. Come to 53. Ooh. Most people play the game around 30 years old now. Back then, you know, middle school days, too hectic of a time for most people, so you probably played it for a year or two and then weren't able to play it again until later. And by that time there were a lot of changes, maybe Big Bang already happened. I agree with that. It's a bit slow. Though I did do the grind in old school, it was on Aran, right? During that last year of the game. I played before that, but I came back around when Aran was released. The year before I started high school. Sure, I'll join you when you get on. And even though I played for many years, you know. Many years being the entire time I was in middle school. Doesn't mean I think that this really slow EXP is that fun. That's funny. I didn't. I think my highest level character before Aran came out was like level 39. It was too slow. I didn't have enough time in the day to grind for hours and hours and hours and hours, you know. I was in middle school. I had homework. I had chores. I had friends to hang out with. Things that I had to do. I played an instrument, so I had to go to practice. I was in the school band, so I had to go to the recital type things, which did not sound good. I had another extracurricular music activity. I didn't have that kind of free time. It wasn't until late middle school, early high school that I could actually grind, which is when Aran came out. That's not Aran. Aran would have 2 A's. Or would have an O, A-R-O-N. Just by the spelling, it would be pronounced Ron. I believe in modern Maple as well, they have cutscenes for Aran, where they do pronounce it Aran as well. Obviously, in older Maple, they didn't have those kind of cutscenes, just people talking. But at the very least, in modern Maple, the translation came out to be Aran. A singular Ron. Probably the most divisive of the class names. Aran's pronunciation. Remember when Aran first came out and it was a dude with like a mohawk? Himes? I know it's Hime, but Himes, yeah. It's a Japanese pronunciation. They are dead princesses, so Himes. But Himes is funnier to say. Yeah, when Aran first came out, it was depicted as a dude with a white mohawk. In Big Bang, they swapped it to a lady. This is the lady version. I think so. That was pre-Big Bang. I wasn't super into the warrior classes, though. The only warrior class I ever particularly liked was Aran. I liked, Fire Poison was my first character. And then, I'm on my way, by the way. Give me a second. Fire Poison was my first character. 39. I played a couple archers, but I played some warriors, but I never really got them very high level. I got really frustrated by the accuracy mechanic when I was a kid. I'm in the FM, by the way, Dino. While I'm here, I should probably check what's sold. I don't even know what I listed. I'll wait for Dino to invite me first, though. Oh, nice. And it takes like 2 minutes. Well, I'm like, now go to the auction house. What's completed? Oh, yeah, I sold this. Yeah, right. I listed that. I forgot. Nice. Let's open a couple other things. Let's see. What do I got? I got this. I don't think that's worth that much. Shield for strength. Let's go to the end. Oh. Well, I don't give a fuck about that. I'll save that for if I make a paladin. Cape for strength. Oh. 150k for an insta-sell, probably? Sure. Listed. I mean, I'm sure it'd be useful. Magic defense. Love deck. Sword attack. Defense. I don't think that's worth anything either. But that red Onkamon uses luck. I'll save them for you, don't worry, Dino. What's something? Nah, except for that one. I've already listed. I'm too lazy. I'm gonna look at that and see. Red Onkamon. Did I spell that wrong? Hanaka. Hmm. 58 versus also be good to know. So the 7 is an 8, 7, 150-ish. Let's sell it for 150k, sure. Yeah, there's no Maple Shields yet. And they said they're not coming anytime soon, Maple weapons in general. While I'm here... Not bowman, pirate. I'm a pirate now. Arc. Shoes. Dex. Min value 4. $44 mil for this shit? Sure. That tells me my bowman shoes are probably worth like 80 mil. Jesus Christ. Really aren't that many pirate shoes that are listed. It's all purple snowshoes. Let's see what bowman shoes. Mine are 13 decks. Let's see what minimum 10 goes for. $30 mil. 17 mil. 16 mil. So probably worth around what this is worth. Probably 30 mil would actually be about right. True. some Maple stuff would be nice to have in the game. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind all Maple stuff. I don't mind if it's meta-defining to some extent. It's popular. Just make it harder to get. You know, if you want to be dexless, you gotta go do the thing. You know, I don't know what it is, but you gotta go do the thing. It's gonna be a thing, and it's gonna hurt and be hard. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, Dinah. Who fucking needs you? I'd agree with that, yeah. See you later. If you grind later tonight, I'll join you. As long as I got time, I think I bought it. I'm not doing anything else. Gonna train for another hour or so, and then I'm gonna get off to make dinner. So another hour. I'll get out of the room then anyway. My wife's mother is sleeping on our pull-out couch along with her boyfriend in here when it is night time. 8 o'clock my time is in an hour. So, we'll probably want to go to bed not too long afterwards. So I think they're leaving tomorrow, which is nice. Because that means I can stream more this week. I'll do the thing where I try to stream at night, but not as late as Dino streams. So, 4 or 5 o'clock EST until like 8ish, maybe 9ish. Something like that. Maybe. Noon EST specifically, or after Dino starts stops, like 5 a.m. What the hell are you talking about? No, yeah, I guess noon EST would be better. Why noon EST specifically? EST, it'd be 9 a.m. Yeah, you're right. He usually stops around now-ish. Maybe a little later than now. Sometimes he'll stop at like 9, but yeah, Togain does draw most of the viewers. Yeah, Dino usually starts between 9 and 10 my time. So soon, asterisk. He usually starts in like 2 or 3 hours. I don't plan on doing super long streams like that. At least not until I have an actual audience. Not to say that you aren't an actual audience, Rebecca. I appreciate that you're here. To give someone to talk to while I play this mushroom game. It's true. That's because people who are watching do notice that there's no more streamers at the moment. I tried streaming on the weekend for that exact reason, because Dino wasn't streaming and Togain doesn't stream on the weekends. But I got -3 viewers. Less than 0 viewers. Maybe weekends are just a bad time for streaming. I don't know. I can't imagine why that would be. Do people like listening to streams while they're at work? Put an earbud in, listen to streamers while at work? I can't imagine that. Listening to the pew 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 of MapleStory while you're working doesn't sound that relaxing to me, but sure. I usually watch Dino or other streamers when I'm playing the MapleStory. The MapleStory. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess more people are actually anticipating watching streams that exist when other streamers are streaming. Could be why. I have seen weird spikes in viewers since we started. Going like from 2 at any given time. So you and what's his face? Nuke, I guess, if Nuke is still here, I'd imagine. And then like weird spikes of like, oh shit, now I have like 9 viewers right now, what the hell? Why'd they all jump in at the same time, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I think it's more like people are actually jumping into streamers that actually have any amount of viewers in the first place. Yeah, that's exactly why I watch other streamers while grinding. I'd prefer to actually be talking like this, which is why streaming is kind of fun. It's just people like lurk, watch for like 2 minutes at most, and then leave without contributing anything. So it's nice having someone actually in the chat that is talking, so I can actually have something to talk about. Because it's not like I have any apprehension to speak in front of a microphone. I've always been an outgoing person in general. It's just like, it's more awkward when you have viewers aren't saying anything. Yeah, exactly. The other 3 who ain't talking, they're talking about you right now. And it's fine if you want to be a lurker. Now, other 2 of you. Lurking is fine. You're just here for the sultry sounds of pew 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 and the Orbis music, along with my voice that sounds like a turbo nerd. That's fine too. It's basically what I said, yeah. Like 2 vocal viewers. The first 2 that are there for most streams that you do and are vocal. Because it seems like people aren't popping into streams at all when there's no viewers in them. You know? I've noticed that. There's like a couple MapleStory streamers that are just doing it pretty regularly. But always have 0 people watching. It's like curiosity. Oh, this streamer has a consistent couple of viewers. They must be somewhat entertaining. Let's see what they're about. I really appreciate that. I really do. People find it awkward interacting with people they don't know. So, I'm fine with it. As for video content that I'm thinking of making, I think I'm going to do video essays. But not specifically on MapleStory. I don't want to dig myself into a niche. I'll probably do 1 or 2 video essays, or a video essay every once in a while on MapleStory. But I just want to do video essays on things that I like, you know? Put the spotlight on a few bands that I like. Put the spotlight on a few video games that I like. YouTubers that I like. Things like that. Yeah. Kind of why I fell out with Togain's stream. When he first started streaming MapleStory, there was less than 100 people in chat at any given time, and he'd actually respond to people. Now he has like 400 plus in his views at all times, and he only responds to the people that he recognizes the name of, and he doesn't recognize my name because I changed my username on YouTube like a week into him doing streaming, from my real name to the name that I like using in games. Because I've been wanting to do that anyway for a while. I just kept forgetting. So I'm not someone who recognizes it, doesn't respond to me at all. That's fine. I think that's just kind of his voice. I've been told I have a really know-it-all sounding voice, too. Streamers can also, it seems like streamers can also get really annoyed by people asking similar questions over and over again. I don't mind that. You wouldn't say so? Like a kind of a know-it-all sounding voice, yeah. In my head, I don't sound nerdy. You know, when you hear yourself talk, it always sounds different than what other people hear. Whenever I hear a recording of myself, I sound like a turbo nerd, so I figure, you know, I probably sound like a know-it-all. I was explaining things. Very nerdy sounding voice. Unlike Togain, who has this deep, this deeper streamer voice. I mean, maybe not deep, but sure thing. I'll be here for another 45 minutes to an hour. I should remember to keep doing this. He does have the streamer voice. I have like the voice of someone who does like tech reviews. hear anymore. In my opinion, Togain sounds like dollar store Markiplier. Not in like a bad way. He just has that kind of announcer voice. It's funny. For those of you that just joined, why am I not at LPQ? That's because I'm a gunslinger. I'm looking for blaze capsules. This isn't the most optimal training spot for my level either, but it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. For those of you, which I doubt very many of you aren't familiar with Artale, but in Artale, blaze capsules are an equip, just like every ranged ammunition. So instead of being a thing you have to recharge, it's just equipped. And for blaze capsules, it's about the same level as Steely's for assassins. However, it also gives you a 50% damage boost to the flamethrower skill in third job, which in Artale is buffed to be similar to Fire Poison's Poison Mist. This means once you have that skill maxed out, as long as you have the blaze capsules, which are dropped by Stallions and a couple other mobs, you can train at Phantom Watches as early as level 76-ish. To put this into perspective, I'm getting maybe an hour or so here, maybe a little bit less than that. At level 44. At level 75, or maybe like 70-ish, it'll be more like a level every hour and a half or 2 hours. But the moment you can start training at Phantom Watches with the flamethrower skill, you'll be getting a level every 40 minutes. For maybe 20 levels. Welcome back. I mean, this is good experience. It's not bad. It'll get bad if I'm still here past level 55. It's only going to get better as I get stronger. And then once I'm able to two-shot them, or even one-shot, I doubt that'll even happen. Yeah, the pace here isn't bad. I was a little bit slower when I first started here at 42, but since I've recently maxed out, not third job, second job, an invisible shot, it does almost as much damage as Iron Arrow, almost. But since it only hits 3 enemies, it's obviously not even close. But it's not bad. Honestly, Stellians is a pretty decent map for classes that don't have very good mobbing. It does have a worse hitbox, yes. It's kind of hard to judge it because it's invisible. That's fine. It's also slower than the main attack for some reason. I don't know why. a couple milliseconds slower. Makes it feel kind of off. I didn't like it at first because I never played a Corsair in old school. I kind of like newer Corsair, you know. Blunderbuss is kind of cool in second job. But every class can kind of mob in GMS. And those that can't crack. Going back and checking every once in a while. Copium. Maybe you dropped while I wasn't looking. No. Yeah, I figured that. It feels a lot slower. Whereas double shot feels really fast. Essentially, if you're not hitting the max amount of enemies, it's not really worth using. Since it can only hit 3. I feel like it would be a much better skill. Like the change that I think, because I saw people discussing this in the Artale Discord for Gunslinger. People were discussing the skills and how they feel and what would be better. Because a lot of classes kind of need a little bit of TLC, especially earlier. I think Bowmaster is probably one of the big ones that needs a lot of TLC for grinding, leveling, and whatnot. But second job pirate in particular is kind of, I mean, all 3 jobs of brawler, but second job for Gunslinger is kind of tough, right? People were discussing ways that they could improve it, like, oh, an invisible shot, it could hit more mobs, oh, it could do a bit more damage. No, I think just make it shoot faster. I think it would feel fantastic if it was this fast. Ba 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 ba. You know what I mean? Instead of half that. Since MapleStory really is a game all about how it feels to play. Yeah. Brawler got really the short end of the stick. Corsair got a huge buff in third job, but it could use a little TLC in the second job. All it needs is to feel funner to play in second job, because right now it feels sluggish. And someone who did animation for a living for many years, yes, I agree. They're definitely like tier Artale at the moment. Not that they're bad, but they're just not great. Especially because fourth job is going to be amazing for every class essentially. But if you were to compare second jobs, you know, the bottom of the barrel is probably Bowmaster, Brawler, and both pirates really. But with a game that is so heavily focused on how it feels to play, my expertise in animation tells me that if you change the timing on things, it can fix how something feels. This skill feels nice. It's just really slow. It feels sluggish. If they increased it by 200 milliseconds, it doesn't even need to be as fast as Double Shot. It just needs to be 20% faster. It would increase damage by quite a bit, but it kind of needs that. And the faster attack speed would just feel better. You know? Yeah, Flamethrower is OP. If you look at it from a job-by-job basis, you can kind of see which classes do really well on certain jobs, right? This job is one of the strongest third jobs in the game, right? Because the Flamethrower is super OP. But it does rely on you getting something really hard to get, which is what I'm currently grinding for, right? Just little things you don't really think about when you're developing a game, right? How can you improve certain aspects? I don't think it should be like, oh, this class has a really, really OP third job, and therefore it should be really hard in first and second job. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just like every class should feel good in their own way in each job, and you can do that by tweaking damage values, tweaking attack speeds. You don't need to give them new skills or anything like that, just tweaks, you know? And in Pirate's case, I think just the speed. Well, yeah. Old School was designed by basically one dude to begin with. It was bought by Nexon, and then they tweaked it, and then Big Bang happened. You know? I don't even think the person who made MapleStory to begin with was a prolific game designer. He was like an amateur game designer. You know how Toby Fox all of a sudden came out with Undertale, or how what's the other guy? Was it Toby Fox who came out with Undertale? Whatever. The dude who made Five Nights at Freddy's. If you look at his backlog of games, he's been making games since the 90s, and they're all like shovelware, like terrible games, right? And then he hits it big with some really not super well designed game, but it was really popular. You know? That's what happened to MapleStory. Same thing. It's not made by someone who has that much game design experience. So, retrospectively, way easier to balance it. You can look at the things that were good and look at the things that were bad and kind of tweak those values, which people don't like to see those tweaks. Don't like to see their golden child be tampered with, which I don't agree with. I think Artale is an objectively better experience than base old school MapleStory. And if Maple Lands was released, and it doesn't seem like it will be, because it seems like they have no interest in releasing it, I feel that would be more popular for about 2 weeks. And then it would die, because it's just not most people our age, you know, early 30s, late 20s. It's not what we're looking for. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be released in North America. As I said a second ago, they don't seem like they have any interest in it. Which is weird, in my opinion. The smart business move would have been porting it over as soon as possible like Artale did. And it would probably be the logistically better move in general from a business standpoint. Since you can only make $10,000 a month from a game on MapleStory Worlds. But I believe that it's region-based, so they could make an extra $10,000 a month by releasing it over here. But again, don't think they would make that much money over here. I think they would make that much money for a few weeks. Maybe the first month of it being out. Maybe the second month it's out. But after that, it would drop off pretty dramatically, in my opinion. I don't think a Western audience is inducive to the kind of grind 1EX, no changes version of old school MapleStory would bring to the table. I don't think people actually want that. People think they want that. I don't think they want that. It could prove me wrong, but I don't think so. People just don't have the time for that. I don't want to make any viewers angry. Anyone who's there listening who are saying, I want that. That's specifically what I want. I want old school MapleStory, no changes. Like, do it. It's fine. If it comes out, play it. And if it proves to be the more popular experience, you know, I'll eat my words, you know. But I don't think that's the case. I 100% agree with that, Rebecca. I wouldn't still be playing this game if it was 1X. No, I just wouldn't. If it had Aran, I would probably play it at 1X. But that's just because it's the class that I enjoy the most in the game, you know? But and because there would be no other alternative. Like, if you look at all the private servers out there that exist, none of them have a phone. No, I don't think so. If Gunslinger proves to be really fun grinding past level 70 and it's really fast, oh my god, I think I'll be here for a while. And the Artale devs have stated their excitement at bringing new classes to Artale once they have more of the content they have on the table already out. Which tells me they might release Aran eventually. I'll probably shelve the game to some extent if I reach 120 before they release 4th job. I doubt I'll reach 120 before 4th job is released. Like, I'm not that fast. I'm pretty slow. But yeah, I joined in 2020-ish, maybe 2019, between 2019 and 2021-ish. I joined a private server called Dream MS, I think. It was really short-lived. It lasted, you know, a couple months. But it had Aran fully functioning. It didn't have any of the other classes, just any of the other extra classes. It didn't have Dual Blade, didn't have Cygnus Knights, I don't think, I don't remember. Didn't have Dual Blade, didn't have Evan. Had Pirate, had all the other ones. It had a lot of changes and whatnot. I think it was a It was either a 2x GMS server or it was a 3x GMS server the whole time. It might have been 4x. I don't remember. It was somewhere between 2 and 4x the whole time. And it was a lot of fun. I got my character to like 140-ish, something like that. And then they decided to wipe, and I got the character to 125-ish. And then they decided to wipe again, and I quit. Because no. They weren't exactly... It wasn't the best server. It was not that many people. My wife played with me, which was fun. And they had Aran, which was fun. But I don't like wipes. I don't mind that, but I would also want it to be advertised in the game. You know, if they are saying this game has a wipe every so often, and that is kind of the point of it, and it happens, fine. But it needs to be advertised in the game. So, like, for example, if Artale came out and said in 6 months, okay, guys, we're releasing a bunch of content and we're wiping, you know, I'd be like, okay, why didn't you advertise that when you made your server? You know what I mean? It just needs to be something that's like HP washing. It needs to be something the server needs to tell the player base when they join it, you know? Yeah. If it's built around, and Dream MS was not built around wipes. I think Crusade also had Aran for a while, but it died off. People blamed Aran for Crusade dying. I don't think Crusade had problems, and Aran was just a nail in the coffin. It's just because they didn't balance it properly. They gave it purple surfboard, and it was GMS, so it didn't have a cap on the attack speed. And it just ended up being something that didn't help the server. In a KMS version like this, you know, warriors have a attack speed cap, which only really affects them outside of or inside of bossing, you know. Since the cap is a soft cap, it caps at a certain value, right? And you can meet that value with the purple surfboard and your own personal attack speed booster. And then the pirate buff doesn't increase it past that. So, like, I think speed infusion from fucking. Yeah, 4x in a server based around wipes 100%. It needs to be fast enough to get to end game and actually try to do stuff. I'm a big fan of wipe servers like that. I like to go back. Like, it's a format that people love a lot. But usually those kind of those kind of games in general, they'll have mechanics built around it, right? Like, this game my wife had me try the other day. Something human. Become human? No. Once human? I think it's Once Human. It's a game, like a gun game or something. Yeah, Once Human. And there's building aspects, and grinding aspects, and survival aspects, blueprints and things, but once the thing is over and it's wiped, you get to keep some stuff, like the blueprints you unlock and things, I guess. Yeah, my wife had me try it with her brother. So me and her brother played it for a few weeks in a more recent season. I'm very picky when it comes to games. I thought it was fine. It was fine. It's not the type of game I don't want to play. No. We didn't get that far. We got to the second week of the game things being unlocked and being able to go to certain areas, but we didn't get very far into the game. was fine. It was fun enough. You could make your character look cute. You could do certain things, have fun, dick around, shoot some stuff. I was a melee character like I normally play in games like that because why would I ever want to be a gun character in a game with latency? I'm not gonna run up and stab someone. It was fine. Not something I would normally play. And now my wife wants me to try some other game. I don't know what it is. It's apparently it's like medieval Valheim, I guess. I don't know. She's gonna probably make me play that either tomorrow or something. I don't know when our relatives leave for a while. It's just us. I don't know if I'll like it. I liked Valheim. Valheim's great, but I don't know. I'm picky. Exactly. Desync. I don't even like PvP to begin with. Like, I play Elder Scrolls Online. I haven't played in a while, but I play it when I'm in a mood to play it. And I don't really do PvP. I don't like PvP that much. I kind of got into it a little bit last time I played with their battleground system but they're changing how that works. So the PvP in that game is kind of bad. There's like the massive like overworld PvP in Cyrodiil, which is laggy as hell. And it's like the three factions and they fight each other, and it used to be fun. When the game first came out, that was like the selling point of the game. I didn't even like it back then because I'm not a big fan of PvP. I like their battlegrounds though. It's like a 3-team thing where they have a deathmatch one and they have a 3 teams of 4. And you're trying to win for your team. They have deathmatch. They have like King of the Hill. They have like capture the flag. And there's one where you collect a orb from the enemy player's base and then take it back to your base, and first to 5 scores wins. But in this last update they just did, or they're about to do, they're changing it. Now it's going to be 2 teams. Which is fine, it kind of needed some TLC. Yeah, Once Human didn't seem like a game that was designed for PvP. It seemed like it was more designed for the boss raiding and it was designed to take your money, is what it felt like. Honestly. It felt like a game designed to take your money. Like, ooh, this looks cute, buy shiny thing. You know? MapleStory is kind of like that now. Yeah. I'd agree with that. It did feel like Rust, kind of, but, like, not. Dollar store Rust. I didn't really like Rust. Again, I'm picky with games. I don't play that many games. I try them, and I give it the 3-day rule. If I don't like it within 3 days of playing, and playing is 3-hour sessions, then I don't like the game. And I did not like Once Human. And I played it for longer than that. Because my wife really wanted me to play. And I like to make her happy about that. That's fine. I found things that were fun in the game to do, but didn't mean I would play that game all the way. Yeah. Was it? I didn't like it either. My wife's brother likes it apparently. He was playing with us. It was fine. Whatever. I did the thing where you do that like whack-a-mole thing and you get a blueprint out of it, and like for the quest, and I did it by myself once afterwards, and I got like a legendary thingamabob for like a SMG, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. I don't care. Not my kind of game. That can happen. That's why usually when I play a game that's new like that, I'll play it solo for a while first to see if I like it. That 3-day rule. Rule of threes. 3 days, 3 hours. Oh god. Lag. See that? That lag tried to kill me. Oh really? So it's one of those games too that was like, maybe it's just designed to hook you, you know, stuff like that. I didn't like it. Just after that first early game is when all the problems started to surface, huh? Oh, I see. A game killed by its own developers being not great. Sounds like Elder Scrolls Online. Love Elder Scrolls Online to death. The devs just do not seem to care about the player base. Huh. That sucks. I only played it recently. I didn't like it. It wasn't my kind of game. But I'm picky when it comes to games. Most people have hundreds of games on their Steam page. I probably have less than 30. My wife has like 10 times the amount of games I do on her Steam. I do spend a lot of my free time when I'm not playing games, but I do have free time. I don't want to work on something actually constructive. I'll make homebrew content for Dungeons and Dragons just for fun. Fifth edition Dungeons and Dragons specifically. Before the recent erratas and changes. I also didn't get the story of Once Human. Seemed really kind of dumb to me. It's hard with Dungeons and Dragons. You don't know if you prefer being a player or a DM until you try both. You also don't know if you actually like it until you have a group that is good. My wife and I were lucky enough to find a group of people that we play with or we played with regularly. We stopped playing for a bit while we moved. She has just set up a new campaign. We're going to be starting it soon. She likes DMing. But it's difficult to know whether or not you like it until you have a good group. And or a good DM with a good... Oh, same. I skipped all the cutscenes. But, something weeb. But we were lucky enough to find a good group, or put one together rather. We joined a group online in 2014, made a couple friends, and we dragged one of those friends with us into a group that we made once that group died. We made a few friends along the way, got a few people from him, a few people elsewhere. So we still have people in our group. Let's see, there's Jen and Jesse. Those two have been the longest running at the moment, who have been in our group for 9 years now. We do it over Discord. We used to do Roll20, now we do something called Foundry. My wife loves Foundry, she can mess with that shit all day. But, we have other people. I found a group in, like, before COVID, around 2018. We were all players at first, and the DM that we joined with was garbage. And before the second session, everyone, like the DM tried to make a decision to change the game fundamentally, and everyone was like, nah, no thanks. And everyone left. But we were all in a Discord chat together without the DM. One person decided that it wasn't worth it and they weren't going to join, but everyone else in that group decided, yeah, we're going to make our own group. And we all joined into our own group. That's our Saturday group. We haven't played in a while because life. But once our main DM is a bit caught up on some stuff that he's doing, he said in a couple months we're going to get back into it. Tabletop simulator, that's hell. That sounds like hell. Why would you subject yourself to that? That sounds like complete shit. Oh my god, I cannot imagine doing that. That sounds like something that would kill me mentally. No, Roll20 was easier. Just managed easier, and you know, there's no 3D stuff to deal with. It's just a character sheet, DM roll stuff, and everything pops up quickly. Roll20 was a shit show though. Eventually, like, no, it's not a good thing. We use Foundry, which is more of DM's work to do. The DM puts everything together, and the DM has to pay for it. But with whoever's paying for it, it's paid for everyone. Roll20 is still super basic. It's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend Foundry. Or just trust people. I mean, like, if you're in a group of people that you know, you can just trust them. If they roll on a table in front of their computer and they say, this is what I rolled, like, fine, you know? Everyone's an adult. If you're lying to your adult friends as an adult, you're an idiot. Especially when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, because some of the funnest moments in Dungeons and Dragons happen when you fail. You know? But you just need a good group, a good DM. Either way. I prefer playing the game. I would prefer being a player, but I don't mind DMing. That makes sense. That's essentially what Roll20 is for. It's essentially just a character sheet that you can track everything up and roll on. But I have my dice right here next to me. A little box that I haven't used in a long time. Because we haven't, well, not that long, I guess. We had a very short-lived real life session. game. Short-lived, because we moved. Yeah, I'd like that. My wife doesn't trust anyone, so we gotta have it displayed in the server so everyone can see what everyone rolled, and no one is cheating. We had a bad player experience for a long time. That perfect group that I was talking about, how we have these people who've been in our group for a long time, like 10 years. One of the players who joined our group was a giant shitbag. Very, very toxic player. And we had him in the group for a long time because our entire group is non-confrontational. No one wants to, like, for the longest time we didn't know, like my wife and I would talk about it privately, like, oh my god, this guy sucks, you know, and this thing that he did or that thing that he did, and I'm not gonna go into it, it's not great. But we thought it was just us, and because everyone else seemed to be fine. Turns out Jen and Jesse, our other two players, who live next to each other, were doing the same thing my wife and I were doing, and complaining about this player to each other. We had a player quit. I think we had two players quit because of this guy. I'm not sure for one of them. I know for a fact one of them did, but the other one, it could have been some other reason why he quit. We eventually kicked him from the group once we found out everyone hated him. We just thought it was us. Everyone's non-confrontational. No one wants to bring it up. We tried to talk it out, but he did some really shitty things in game, and didn't understand when everyone confronted him about it. And we just kind of said, nah, look, we can't have you in our games anymore. It was unfortunate. It's always bad. Ever since then, it's been fine. It was a few years ago. A few years ago. So my wife doesn't trust other people in D&D to do stuff like that, so she'll have us all roll in the thing, just because we had a bad player experience, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It kind of ruined it for everyone. It happens. There are toxic people, toxic games. We had another, like one of the players from our Saturday group. We have two players from our Saturday group that joined our Monday group, the long-running group. The ones that I mentioned that I found that we all joined from a bad DM into our own group. We got two of those players who joined our Monday game, our long-running game. And they're great. One of them's the main DM, and the other one is kind of the silent type player, one of the more silent type players. And it's a lot of fun. But before we had our DM player join, we had the alt DM player join. And I don't really like him that much personally. Again, similar to the previous guy I was talking about, I figured it was just me. But this time, when we had him join, he played for maybe 2 months. The rest of the group, we came to the consensus that we're not vibing with this guy. So we had to let him know that we just didn't want him in the group anymore. It wasn't that he was too bad, it's just he reminded us too much of that player that was problematic. Which is unfortunate. He was setting off vibes. He wasn't passing the vibe check, essentially, and the players were not enjoying being there. And by no fault of his, it's more our faults than his fault. This player was not, like, I played with him for a few years, and I still play with him in the other group. It's just his vibe is very similar to that other player's vibe, so we had to not have anything. But we have the other two, the other DM, the main DM, and the other player. They get along with our group really well, so. D&D. It's a lot of fun. Love it, love it, love it. Have fun, Rebecca. I'm about to get off in a few minutes as well to make dinner. to the rest of you guys, those of you that are here now, that listened to my entire rant about Dungeons & Dragons and a previous toxic player that I'm not going to get into in this particular stream. Oh yes, thank you very much. You have a great nap, Rebecca. Man, we're having more people pump in right now, right as I'm about to end the stream. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate all of you being here, but unfortunately, I've got to cook. It's getting late anyway. Maybe I'll pop into a stream tomorrow. I'd love to have all of you back, including Rebecca, anyone else. Thank you all for joining me, and have a nice rest of your night.